Hello everybody. As promised, this is my massive Bath & Body Works winter candle haul. As you can see, I have amassed quite a few of the Bath & Body Works candles from the various different winter ranges they have out right now. This is going to be a long video, so grab a snack, get some water or something to drink, and snuggle in. If you don't like long videos, feel free to click off, I understand, or feel free to fast forward to maybe a particular candle that you are interested in. I'm going to do cold sniff thoughts and first impressions. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the first thing I want to show you are the 3 candle sleeves that I bought, the winter candle sleeves. The first one is this really pretty gold glittery holly berry sleeve. This is, I think, the only gold one they have out this year. Most of their collection is silver, which is fine. I do wish they had come out with maybe a variety of different colors, maybe some bronze, but this was $10.50, and as you can see, it's really glittery. The glitter does come off a bit. It's not like sealed, so if you're one that doesn't like any kind of glitter shedding, you may want to stay away from this one, but I think it's really pretty. The next one is this silver one. I'm not exactly sure what to call this. Glittery leaves and dots. I thought it was actually pretty. This one was $12.50. The last candle sleeve I've purchased this year is this one, which says that we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it is glittery as well, and has 2 Christmas trees. This one was $10.50. I thought that was really cute. The next thing I want to show you are these medium candle jars, and these are metallic mirrored sort of look to them, and they have Christmas trees, and they're very heavy weighted, and it's a set of 3, a red, a silver, and a green. So I think that these look really nice, as you can see, sort of all 3 beside each other, and then, you know, spread them out a little bit. They just look nice as a little trio. So the scents are Tis the Season, Fresh Balsam, and Winter. So very classic, you know, I think timeless scents. Alright, the first range I'll talk to you about is the White Barn Core Collection range. And the first candle is Peach Meringue. So the notes in this are fresh peach nectar, golden apricot, juicy nectarine, and whipped vanilla. The name really does say it all with this candle. It smells like a sweet vanilla peach candle. If you've ever smelled Georgia peach or market peach, this is the peach from those candles, in my opinion. And Bath & Body Works has added a sweet vanilla to the candle. I do like it. Do I consider this a winter or Christmas or holiday scent? No, not at all. So I'm not exactly sure why they brought this out this time of year. Maybe other cultures do like peaches this time of year, and if that's the case, that's wonderful. It is a good candle, but to me this is much more of a spring scent, even going into kind of early summer. So I'm not going to take it back. I am going to keep it. I did kind of start burning it just to sort of get an idea of what it smelled like, and it smelled great. It just is not a winter Christmas scent to me personally, but I do enjoy it, so I'm going to keep this and burn this in the spring or summer. The next candle is Peppermint Marshmallow, and the notes in this are crushed peppermint, homemade marshmallow, and confectioner sugar. It tricks me because it makes me feel like there's chocolate in this candle, but there's not. But I think it's the sweetness from the marshmallow that really makes me think of the Williams and Sonoma peppermint bark. That's what, when I smelled this candle originally, it reminded me of that, like when you open a tin of their peppermint bark. But that has chocolate, and this doesn't. So there's something about this candle that makes me think of chocolate, and I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if it's just the sweetness with the marshmallow, but I really like it. If you like peppermint sweet scents, and this isn't like twisted peppermint at all, and I really, really like this one. And I think the pink is just really perfect because it does kind of look like what you think peppermint marshmallow would look like. But yeah, highly recommend this one. I just love it. The next one I'll talk to you about is Merry Cookie. The notes in this are fresh baked cookies, sparkling sugar crystals, and Tahitian vanilla. If you like bakery scents, you'll like this candle, or gourmand scents. It's just a really nice vanilla cookie, and you really get some of that almost kind of shortbread kind of smell to it. It's really nice. It's really nice. So there's really nothing else I can say about it. It's, a vanilla cookie. All right, the next one is Sparkling Icicles. And I really like this blue packaging. I think it's really pretty. The notes in this are glittering ice, fresh bergamot sprigs, and bright holiday greenery. This is definitely a masculine cologne type scent. In fact, it reminds me of Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio cologne, which is a very, fresh, clean cologne scent. If you like bergamot candles, then you will like this candle, I think. I've mentioned in previous videos, cologne scents are not my favorite. I don't do black tie, for example, or mahogany teak wood. They give me a headache. But this particular scent has such a freshness to it that I can tolerate it, and not just tolerate it, but I do actually like it. I don't necessarily think that this is a Christmas or holiday scent, but for me, it is one of the scents that I like to burn in January after I'm sort of over the spicy, traditional kind of Christmas scents. This sort of adds a nice freshness, in January, early February for me personally. So this is why I buy this one. But I really like the pretty blue. It's nice, and yeah, like this one a lot. The next one I have is Winter Cedar. Again, I love this sort of Duke blue, navy blue packaging. The notes in this are frosty white cedarwood, smoked suede, and wintry air. You definitely get the cedar in this candle, for sure. It just reminds me of a cedar chest or a cedar lined closet. I don't typically go for woodsy type scent. It's not normally my area of interest in candles. I normally get like a fresh balsam kind of candle as far as my woody scents, and that's about as far as I go with that. But this one just intrigued me. It's just so different, and it does sort of remind me of a log cabin, or like something that would be nice to burn if you were going to like a log cabin and you were surrounded by snow and you were out in the middle of the woods. I don't know, that's what it reminds me of. The scent evokes that image for me. So we'll see. I mean, this isn't going to be a stock-up candle for sure, but, we'll see how it goes. This is sort of me branching out into some different types of scents, and I've been trying to do that, especially since my wine cellar candle that I absolutely love and I didn't like on cold sniff. I've been trying to branch out to different kinds of scents that maybe I wouldn't typically like to see. You never know. Your scents change over the years and your preferences change. So that's Winter Cedar. The next one I'll talk to you about is Silver Pine and Cedar, and this one was out last year as Noel Silver Pine and Cedar. So if you liked it last year, then you're in luck. It's back. The notes in this is silver pine needle, cedarwood, and bay leaf. Silver pine needle, cedarwood, bay leaf, and fir balsam. This came out in the fall, and I'm not exactly sure why, because to me this is not a fall scent, but that's just my preference. Again, I'm also not, woodsy scents are not my area of interest typically, but I really like the color of this jar. This is the perfect, Christmas green. It's just really pretty. So sorry about the reflections, but yeah, you get pine and you get cedar in this one. So I do like it. It kind of has, when you go too much down the pine route, to me it starts smelling like pine sol, and it kind of gets that astringent kind of cleaning smell. This kind of could have that, and I'm afraid it may have it on burning. I didn't actually buy the Noel candle last year, so we'll see. I think the cedar kind of balances out the pine. It makes it, not as cleaning product smelling. But if you like woodsy scents, particularly pine and cedar, I think you might like this one. The next one, staying down the same route as the woodsy scents, is fresh balsam. And the notes in this are woodland balsam, crisp eucalyptus, fir branches, and cedar wood. This is a Christmas tree scent. I normally buy at least one, either fresh balsam or evergreen, every year. This year I got the fresh balsam. I really kind of like this cream. Well, it's white. I really like this white jar. It's just nice and really pretty. I think it's just kind of classic looking, really. So I'm really impressed with how this range looked this year as far as the different colors they've chosen. Yeah, really nice. If you like fresh balsam and Christmas tree scents and you pick one up, this smells the same as it has every year. I don't notice any particular difference. The next one I have, and the last one I have in this White Bar Core range, is vanilla balsam. The notes in this are balsam fir branches, frosted vanilla, snow-capped pine, and fresh-cut cedar wood. This is the balsam candle with vanilla. There's really nothing else that you can say about that. If you normally think that fresh balsam is too heavy and it's just too much, and you kind of like the Christmas tree scents, but you just can't deal with it because it's too heavy, I would suggest that you try vanilla balsam, because I do feel like on cold sniff, but especially when I'm comparing fresh balsam to vanilla balsam side by side, I definitely pick up the vanilla in this scent. Now, if you pick this up in the store and you don't compare it to fresh balsam, I can see how you would not really smell the vanilla, because balsam, again, is such a strong scent. But comparing them side by side, I definitely pick up the vanilla. I can't comment yet on how that will translate into a burn, because balsam is such a heavy scent. It may drown out the vanilla completely. But either way, you're essentially going to get a lightened balsam. So if you typically kind of stay away from the fresh balsam because it's too heavy, you may want to give this one a try. That vanilla really just kind of brings it down a couple of notches and adds a little bit of a sweetness to it. So I think that's nice. I don't really prefer this yellow-green container. This is just kind of an olive green that I don't really prefer, but I do like the candle, so I picked it up. I'm interested to burn this one to see, what the ratio comes out as it burns. The other candles in this range, the White Barn Core range, were cinnamon and clove buds, which just to me smells like red hots. If you like cinnamon scents, you would like that one. Fireside, which is a smoky scent. White gardenia, which I also had bought and I took back. If you like floral scents, you'll definitely like that one. So those are the only other candles in that particular range that I don't have. The next collection I'll talk to you about is the Bow Collection, sort of New Year's festive collection, and it has this nice lid here with the starburst sort of look to it. And the first candle in this range is Holly Berry Balsam, Winter Cranberry, Snow Kiss Citrus, Blue Spruce, and Fir Balsam. I love the green wax. I love when they actually do proper Christmas colors, because you definitely get the balsam in this one, but there is that fruitiness and almost a freshness that you get from the cranberry and the citrus. The balsam still is the primary scent to me, and when I first smelled this, again, not comparing it to the other balsam candles, all I got was balsam. But side by side, when you actually smell fresh balsam, vanilla balsam, holly berry balsam, and the silver pine and cedar, that's when you really can start making the distinction. I think this would be a really good candle for people who don't typically buy balsam candles, and maybe even the vanilla balsam would still be too much. To me, this has a fruitiness and a brightness to it that really just brings down this balsam and takes it to a different level. So I really highly recommend this one. If you typically if you really would like to have a Christmas tree smell, but they're just too heavy for you typically, try this one. And I'm really excited to burn this one myself to see how it translates when it's burning. Because on cold snuff, I just really like it. I really do. So I highly recommend this one. The next one I'll talk to you about is Peach Bellini. And the notes in this are succulent white peach, sparkling prosecco, and our sweet orange. I know I'm not going to spend much time on this one. Peach Bellini has been around for a while, and it comes back every single year. I feel like there are those people who hate it or they love it. And I don't feel like there's very many in between. I feel like I am an in-between person. I like this candle. Again, I don't really see this as a winter scent because to me, peach is spring and early summer here in the South where I live. But there is something about this candle that just is nice. And it is that whatever sparkling prosecco was supposed to be. There is that kind of brightness, kind of bubbliness to it that they've really been able to capture here. And it is different than the peach meringue. This is definitely more of a like fresher, and you kind of get that almost like you really have like a cocktail, and something about like the sparkliness of it. So I like it. I normally get one a year, and I burn it in January, and that's all I'll say about that. Peach Bellini. The next one is Berry Vanilla Bean, and I just love the purple wax. The thing is so vibrant and beautiful. The notes in this are winter berries, ruby red pomegranate, lush vanilla bean, and twist of mandarin. I think this is a truly unique and new scent that Bath & Body Works has come up with this year. This smells very fruity, like a candy. Almost like a Laffy Taffy. There's a little bit of a sour note in it that kind of reminds me of like a Laffy Taffy or some kind of like candy that has a little bit of a sour bit to it. You definitely get the berries for sure. It's just such a nice, just a unique scent, and it definitely is on the sweeter route. So if you like kind of sweeter candles, and if you like berry and vanilla type scents, and you kind of like, this isn't a bakery scent at all, but it's something edible. It definitely is an edible type candle. So if you like edible scents and scents that smell like food, I think that you would like this one. So I'll definitely look forward to, burning this and discussing this in one of my empties videos. So yeah, Berry Vanilla Bean. Recommend that one. The next one is Holiday Sparkle. And the notes in this are bright sparkling water, sugared citrus, wintertime jasmine, and creamy sandalwood. This is another cologne, masculine, but on the fresh root scent. So this isn't like a heavy cologne scent. This is more on the fresh root. This reminds me of Dolce & Gabbana's light blue colognes and perfume ranges. So if you like light blue, and even the bow and the color there is reminiscent of that particular cologne. So if you like that cologne, you'll know when I say this like a very fresh scent, that's what this is. So if you've always wished there was a candle in that, here you go. The next one is Champagne Toast. The notes in this are glittering champagne, wild berries, and tangerine zest. This one also has been around a while, and it comes back every year, so it's very popular. You definitely get the citrusy bit in this, and the champagne note, which is an effervescence. To me, this definitely kind of smells like, almost like Sprite, but with more of an orange scent. Yeah, I don't know. There's something just really appealing about this scent. It's fresh and light, and moderately sweet. So this is another one that I really like to burn in January. Like, these are just really good January scents for me. The next one in this range is Winter Rose. And the scent and the fragrance notes in this are soft rose petal, pink peppercorn, white cedarwood, and luxe sandalwood. As I mentioned before, floral scents are not my forte. I also tend to stay away from rose, just in general. It has to be a very particular rose scent for me to enjoy it. I feel like rose kind of smells old lady-ish, grandma-ish. It just always reminds me of a time when, rose water and rose was like a very popular scent, I feel like, back in the 50s. Now, not that there's anything wrong with that. For me, it's just not my cup of tea. This is definitely not what a real rose smells like. It's definitely more of the typical rose, like perfume, kind of fake rose root that you get in any kind of rose perfume. But there is something nice about this, and I think it is the cedarwood and the sandalwood. I think that somehow balances out the rose. So it doesn't even come across as overly feminine. But yeah, if you don't like rose scents at all, and that's just not you don't do florals, I'd probably stay away from this candle. If you love rose, definitely pick this one up. You'll be very happy about that. But yeah, winter rose. And the last one in this range that I have is Celebrate. The fragrance notes are warm mulled apples, cinnamon stick, clove buds, and Christmas clementine. This is really lovely. I actually bought 2 of these. This reminds me of 'Tis the Season. They are almost the same. Almost. There is a difference. And honestly, this one is a little bit more spicy than 'Tis the Season. They both have apples. They both have cinnamon. They both have, the clove and the sort of that spice. But there's something about this that almost like the clove and the cinnamon come out a little stronger to me. Whereas sometimes in 'Tis the Season, I get more of the apple first. This one, the kind of the spiciness hits me first. But the difference is so minuscule. I think if you picked up this, if you put this in my face and called it 'Tis the Season, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But yeah, I really like this one. The other candles in this range are Black Tie, which is, as I mentioned before, the heavy cologne scent. I know a lot of people like it. It's not for me. The other one was Cinnamon Caramel Swirl, which is very similar to the swirl, pumpkin swirl cinnamon candle that came out in the fall. It's a very, very sweet candle. Not for me. I don't do those super sweet candles, but if you like super sweet, you'd like that one. And then the last one in that range is Black Cherry Merlot, which I had bought and I took back because it smelled like cherry caul syrup mixed with muscadine grapes. So if you're from the southern region of the United States, muscadines, grapes are used here to make muscadine wine because we can't make proper wine here like they do in California. We don't have the weather. So they use muscadine grapes. They're very unique smelling fruit. They have a very distinct smell. If you've ever smelled a muscadine grape or a muscadine wine, you'll know exactly the smell I'm talking about. It's very distinct. I personally cannot stand it. I loathe it, in fact. I don't like the grapes. I don't like the smell. I don't like the wine. If you do like muscadine wine and muscadine grapes, then pick up Black Cherry Merlot because you'll like it. The next range I'll talk to you about is the Frosted Glass Holiday Traditions range. And the first candle is 'Tis the Season. These have the Christmas tree silver lids. And I really love the packaging this year with like almost the kind of the stamp on it. It's just so, so cute. The fragrance notes in 'Tis the Season are red delicious apple, sweet cinnamon bark, and cedarwood. This is a classic candle for me that I have to get 1 or 2 of every year. 'Tis the Season is to Christmas and winter as leaves is to fall for me personally. When I burn this at the beginning of the season, it just brings in all of those memories that a scent can bring in, and kind of floods me with, this is it. We're really launching into Christmas season. We're launching into the holiday season after Thanksgiving, and it's really just a pleasant scent for me, and it makes me happy. So if you've never tried 'Tis the Season, it is appley and a little spicy and has a sweetness to it. that is just really beautiful. So I highly, highly recommend this candle. And this year's packaging, I think, is just adorable. The next one, which has gotten a lot of buzz and people have talked about a lot, is Hot Cocoa and Cream. And it has this sort of brown frosted glass, again, Christmas tree lid. The notes in this are decadent milk chocolate, fresh steamed milk, and mini marshmallows. I bought 3 of these because I knew that this was going to be a candle that sold out, or they potentially would sell out because it is a new scent. And this smells like hot cocoa and cream. I mean, it has that really good chocolate smell, and you do get, there's a bit of a creaminess to it. I'm really interested to burn this to see if sort of that steamed milk and mini marshmallow smell comes through. Yeah, it's just really good. If you like chocolate scents, you'll love this candle. I'm not typically a fan of chocolate scents. You know, I had pistachio chocolate over the fall, and it really surprised me, and I really enjoyed it. Haven't picked it up. Highly recommend it because I think this one is going to be one that they sell out of. And someone say that they burned this one with twisted peppermint, and you get like this really chocolatey peppermint, so I think that would be an interesting combination to burn. But yeah, highly recommend this one. The next one is Maple Cinnamon Pancakes, and again, the packaging is just so cute. The notes in this: warm maple syrup, fluffy buttermilk pancakes, and fresh ground cinnamon. I almost didn't get this candle, and I might actually take this back. But my store only had one left, and I thought, well, let me just go ahead and get it. This is a very sweet candle. This is very reminiscent to me of the pumpkin French toast candle that they had in the fall. It's a very sweet scent to me personally. I think maybe it's just the maple that comes across that way. It kind of is reminiscent of me to pumpkin pecan waffles and some of those types of candles. So if you like that style of candle, that range of candle, you'll like this one for sure. If you like the pumpkin French toast and pumpkin, I think you would definitely like this candle. For me, I don't know that this would be a little bit too sweet. So we'll see. I might give it a try and see how it goes. The next one is Winter Candy Apple, which has been around obviously for a long time. And again, just such cute packaging. Red apple, candied orange, maple leaf, fresh cinnamon, and winter rose petals are the fragrance notes. I think everyone knows what Winter Candy Apple is, unless you're brand new to Bath & Body Works. If you are brand new to Bath & Body Works, this is a classic Bath & Body Works winter scent. This has been around for years and years. They bring it back every year in candle form and body care, and it's very popular. I love it. I know some people are tired of it, and they're like, oh, they can't understand how people love it. I'm one of those people that I get a Winter Candy Apple every year. I get like 1 shower gel, 1 body cream, and 1 hand soap, and a candle. Typically, though, the candles have disappointed me because the throw has been very weak. The candles just don't have the that I want them to have. I'm very happy so far this year. On cold sniff, it does smell like this candle is stronger. So hopefully this has a good throw. If you like Winter Candy Apple, but you've stayed away from the candles because they've disappointed you in the past, I'll definitely, once I burn this, let you know how this one does. But on cold sniff, it does appear to be stronger. So fingers crossed. The next one in this range is Flannel, and again, the frosted blue with this is just so cute. The packaging is so cute. Crisp Winter Air, Bergamot, Heirloom Mahogany, and Soft Musk. For me, this one starts, departing a little bit from the sparkling icicles and the holiday sparkle and started going away into the heavier masculine scents, which they just give me a headache. I like it. It just gives me a headache. But if you like the masculine scents, you'll definitely like this candle. The thing is very popular, and the packaging this year is just so adorable. The next one is Vanilla Bean Noel. And again, this dark green frosted glass is so cute. Fragrance notes: fresh vanilla bean, warm caramel, whipped cream, snow kiss musk, and sugar cookies. I haven't been a Vanilla Bean Noel fanatic. Now, winter candy apple, that's always been me. I've been the one of those that's always bought that scent, and I'm one of the people that have kept that scent going because I buy that every year. Vanilla Bean Noel has been around just as long as winter candy apple, and it comes back every single year. This is one of the first years that I've actually bought the body care, and I bought the hand cream, and then it just there is such a sweetness and I don't know, just an edibleness about it. Like, you really feel like when you put the the hand cream on, you really do feel like you could lick your hand, or you could eat it out of the tub. Like, that's how much of an edible scent it has. And there's a hint of that edibleness in this candle, but there is something lacking. There's something lacking in this Vanilla Bean Noel scented candle that makes it less than the hand cream and the body care, in my opinion. I get a hint of that sort of edibleness in the cold sniff, but it's not as strong as like when you just sniff the hand cream or the lotion. You really get that. So it's nice. We'll see. We'll see if maybe that bit of that edibleness that really makes Vanilla Bean Noel so special, if it comes through in the candle or not. But I do like the packaging, and if you like vanilla scents, and if you like Vanilla Bean Noel, pick it up. I don't think that you'd be disappointed in that. The next one is another classic, Twisted Peppermint. The notes in this are cool peppermint, sugared snow, vanilla buttercream, fresh balsam, and a hint of musk. Ooh, this one will clear your sinuses. This is, again, if you've been around Bath & Body Works a long time, you know what Twisted Peppermint smells like. No difference there from previous years. Even just taking a whiff of this on cold sniff, it really does clear your sinuses. It's such a fresh, sinus opening peppermint smell. I normally get one of these a year. It can be a bit intense in my past experience with this candle, but it's still something that I do buy every year because I do love it. And also really curious to pair this with the hot cocoa and cream to see if I can get a peppermint chocolate scent. So yeah, excited about that one. The next one in this range is Spiced Gingerbread. I love the packaging. I know I've said that like 7 times on this video, but I do. I really love the packaging this year. So kudos to whoever did this packaging. They just did such a great job. Look at that. Oh, so cute. Spiced Gingerbread the notes are spiced gingerbread, vanilla icing, sparkling cinnamon sugar, and fresh ground nutmeg. I really like this. I don't really get gingerbread, at least what I associate as a gingerbread smell. I don't get that much. I get spice, and I get a little bit of something bakery. So this is slightly reminiscent of pumpkin spice because of the nutmeg. I think it's the nutmeg is such a distinct smell that when you smell this and pumpkin spice, you can pick those two up. There was another YouTuber, and I'm sorry I cannot recall his name, that had made that connection. And I still have a pumpkin spice, and I smelled them side by side, and I don't think that it's a dupe for sure. It is something that's that vanilla creamy kind of bakery bit in this that you don't get in the pumpkin spice candle. So I really like it though. I picked up 2 of these actually. Yeah, I like it because I like nutmeg, and it's nice. So Spiced Gingerbread, I do recommend this one as well. The next one is Snowflakes and Citrus. This blue packaging is so pretty. The fragrance notes are frozen lemon peel, fresh squeezed tangerine, winter white mango, and sugared snow crystals. I don't smell this and think, oh yes, this is a winter scent. Not at all. But this is exactly the type of scent that I love in January. When I'm over some of these heavier, traditional kind of Christmas winter scents that I burn throughout December, I love this one for January because it does that citrus, really just gives a nice brightness to January, and it kind of starts trending you toward spring, at least for me. So yeah, I remember when I smelled it last year, I was like, oh wow, that doesn't smell like Christmas at all. But when I burned it in January, I really enjoyed it. So I did pick up this one again this year. So yeah. And the last one I have in this particular range is Marshmallow Fireside with kind of the gray. It is toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla, and crystallized amber. They brought this out for the fall. They bring this back every year, at least for the past 2 or 3 years. It's lovely. I burned mine for the fall and really enjoyed it. I burned it like the 1st of November, and I like to have another one of these for sort of later in winter if it does snow down here. I like to have it for that because it is just sort of a cozy kind of sweet smell, and I really enjoy it. And again, just the packaging in this range in general is so pretty. The only other candle in this range that I do not have is Evergreen, which was a green frosted glass. And to me, that just smells very much like fresh balsam or Christmas tree type smell. So that's the only one in this range I don't have. Okay, and the next range I'll talk to you about is this, I don't know if it's a whole range because there's just 3 candles in this particular range, but it was this one with the sticker, which I think is so cute. I really, really like that packaging with like the ornaments. This is another 'Tis the Season. I won't go over the notes since we've already talked about it, but I do really love this packaging. This smells exactly like the one in the frosted glass. It's really hard because both packaging is so cute in its own way, so I picked up one of each. The next one in this range is Winter. And winter is to Christmas and winter as like autumn is to fall for me. So 'Tis the Season and Winter are two, classics that I have to have every year. I love these 2 candles. 'Tis the Season is appley and spicy, and Wintry is woodsy and like almost fresh. So the notes in winter: white woods, pine needles, sparkling clementine, and spice clove. I just love this scent. I really do. This one and 'Tis the Season just evoke winter and Christmas to me. I love them so much, and I really love this packaging with the mittens and the snowflakes. It's just so cute. I mean, this is the scene that you really think of when you smell this candle. I love it. It is woodsy, but not overpoweringly woodsy, so don't be turned off by that if you don't typically like wood scents, because that clementine, that bit of a citrus kind of really brings it down several notches. And you do get a hint of spice, just a hint. So I love this one. This again is just a classic. This and 'Tis the Season. Just amazing. I have to have them every year, and I love this packaging. I think it's so, so cute. So highly recommend Winter. Especially in this packaging because it's just adorable. The other one in this particular range was Fresh Balsam, and it was really cute too. It had like pine needles and it had the sticker wrapped around, but I already have Fresh Balsam, and so I didn't pick that one up in this particular range. So I'll go to the rib glass here. These are $26.50. And they are 13.5 ounces, so they're less wax for more money. However, I have been happy that these particular candles have been included in all of the candle sales. So they've been included in the $12.50 candle sales that they've had recently. I do like this red. I think it's really pretty. This particular scent is roasted chestnuts and cherries. The fragrance notes are salted chestnut, cherry bourbon, roasted pistachio, and sweet cream. This is an interesting scent. I swear every time I smell this candle, I get something different. The first time I smelled it, I got a very, very light cherry note, but it was like and I also got a stronger like amaretto kind of scent, like an almond amaretto scent is really what I got. And I do still get that. Personally, I don't get chestnut. Not that I really know what chestnut smells like just by itself and in and of itself, because I don't roast chestnuts. I don't know what an actual scent smells like. But I do get almond, like an almond cookie and almond extract kind of smell, but it has a sweetness. And I think maybe it's the almond that's translating into a cherry smell for me. But I swear I do get cherry. Like I do get a hint of cherry. I think the name is interesting. It's cute. It definitely made me want to pay attention to this. But the name, I don't think it's applicable. But I do get a hint of cherry. Just a hint. So if you're going to buy this candle because you thought it was going to be heavy on the cherry, don't, because it doesn't. There is a bit of a saltiness to it. So for me, that's what I get. I know that there's lots of people who have lots of different opinions, and everyone's nose is different. So we're all going to interpret things differently. For me, I get a little bit of a saltiness. I get a hint of cherry, some sweetness, creaminess, and I get like an almond amaretto kind of scent. So it's very, very interesting and quite unique. I would love to know what you think. Leave your comments below what you think this candle smells like. The next one in this particular range is Ice Vanilla Woods, and it has this blue ribbed glass. The fragrance notes are sweet vanilla, ebony woods, and ice lavender. I typically stay away from anything with the word woods at the end of it nowadays, because and anything with the word mahogany in it, because they tend to be candles that even if they've mixed with something nice, I don't like. Definitely get the woods for sure. It kind of almost smells like the Old Spice fresh deodorant. There is something I like. There is, I think maybe it's the sweet vanilla that's trying to cut that scent. And I love lavender. I don't really smell it on cold sniff, but I'm hoping maybe I get some of the lavender on burn. And then the last one I have in this particular range is juniper berry and pine. The notes in this: fresh juniper berry, holiday cranberry, snowcap pine, and peppermint. I really like this. I get a little bit of the pine, but I really more get kind of the sweetness of the juniper berry. This isn't like a sweet scent though. It's interesting. I'm looking forward to burning this one. I typically used to like, God, what was it? Juniper Woods or Juniper, I don't know. There was some body care that was back in the 90s before they even had candles. It was Juniper something, and I think it was like in a green bottle. There's something about this that reminds me of that, and it's obviously the juniper. There's a distinct smell there. So there's something about that, which I think that's what hit me first. I'm like, oh, this kind of smells like that old body care that I liked back in the day. This has like a kind of pink lavender-ish glass here as well. So that is juniper berry and pine. Looking forward to burning. Okay, so the last range in this collection have these types of labels. I'm not exactly sure what to call these, but they have sort of a realistic type of picture with the kind of sparkly glitter, as you can see there. So it's quite pretty, and it has like a raised feel to it. But this is the last range. So if you stuck with me so far, thank you so much, and bear with me. This candle is frosted cranberry. The notes are frosted cranberry, red delicious apple, and blonde wood. You definitely get the cranberry, but it is a much sweeter cranberry than like cranberry. It doesn't have that tartness that I really wish it would. But this has come back year after year. So if you like this, like a cranberry type scent, at this time of year, I think that you'd like this candle. Again, this is a sweeter cranberry. The next one I have is Winter Mint and Spruce, and I actually have several of these just because I like it so much. This is another, I think, a very new scent this year, and the label is really pretty. You can see, look at that sparkle. It's just nice, and the mint kind of just is really cute. The fragrance notes: sugared spruce, crisp winter mint, green pine, and frosted lavender. Oh, this is just such a very refreshing scent. It kind of has that like open your sinuses that Twisted Peppermint does, but not at all as intensely. And the mint is sort of like, it's like a winter mint gum. So if you haven't picked this up, do. I think that you'll really like it, especially if Twisted Peppermint is really just too much for you, but you like mint scents, you'll like this candle because it definitely is. You get the mint, you get that kind of, oh yeah, it opens you up, but it's not as intense as Twisted Peppermint. So, highly recommend this one. I've actually already started burning it, but I won't go into a review. This video is long enough. So there is Winter Mint and Spruce. The next one I have in this collection is Salted Caramel. The sparkly label, and it does look like caramel. The notes are salted caramel, roasted chestnut, caramelized sugar, and dark molasses. You get a hint of whatever's in maple cinnamon pancakes. So that caramel, that smell that's in maple cinnamon pancakes, you get that in this candle. This is definitely a sweet candle, so if you like sweet scents, you'll like this one. I feel like I could take my spoon and put it in this and eat it because it just smells that much of caramel. It's not overly sweet like some of the caramel scents tend to be, but it does smell like legitimate salted caramel. I mean, it even looks like caramel. So, you know, don't eat this, obviously. It's not edible, even though it smells like it is. The next one is spiced apple toddy. Again, it's just really pretty with the sparkles. The fragrance notes are warm apple brandy, spiced plum, cranberry, and cinnamon stick. This smells like leaves. Probably you could even say this was a repackage. However, I will venture to say that there is something a bit fruitier in this one. If you don't want leaves to end and you feel like you want to burn that on into, you know, the winter and Christmas season, here you go. You have spiced apple toddy. This is really what it smells like. I do feel like there is a very, very slight difference between this candle and leaves. It could be my imagination. It could be marketing ploy, and it could be because I want there to be a difference. So I kind of search for it and I smell it. But the next one is winter. Again, this is just in a different packaging. The same candle I talked about before, but the packaging is really pretty with all the glitter. White woods, pine needles, sparkling clementine, and spiced clove. We've already talked about this candle, so I won't go into it. But I love this scent so much. It deserves to be bought in both packaging. So I did buy it in both packaging. And I think I prefer this one just for me. I like this wrap. I think it's really pretty. The next one I have is Vanilla Snowflake. Creamy vanilla, ice fir, wintry mint, and coconut flakes. This scent's been back several years now. I really like it. Again, I'm not typically a vanilla person. I feel like I say that quite often in these videos, but here I am with another vanilla candle. This scent is so much more than a vanilla candle. You get a little bit of the mint and a slight hint of coconut flakes. It's so light, and it's not like coconut as far as like suntan lotion coconut, but it's also not like pumpkin coconut where they really get that toasted coconut. It's almost like you kind of open that bag of coconut, like baking coconut, the sweetened coconut, and you get a hint of that mixed with the vanilla, mixed with the mint. If you like vanilla scents, you want something a little bit with a little touch of something extra, there you go. The next one in this range is Sweater Weather. And I love the purple wax. Fresh sage, juniper berry, aromatic eucalyptus, and fresh wood. I waited for them to bring it out in this range because I thought that the purple wax was just really pretty. And it looks like it's going to have nice good wicks. But I thought the packaging was really cute as well. It's just a nice kind of fresh scent. Which is really nice for like January when it is really cold outside. It's nice to have this candle. It's another one of my favorite January candles. So, and I just really like the packaging. Yeah, but really like this one. And then the actual last candle that I have for this haul, can you believe it? We've hit the end, is Fresh Sparkling Snow. Again, just look at that glitter. The notes in this are sparkling sugarberry, icy melon, and holiday pear. This is probably the one for me that is not a Christmas or winter scent at all. They can say that there's sparkling sugarberry and icy melon and holiday pear, but just take away those adjectives and you've got sugarberry, melon, and pear. If you're thinking that, oh, fresh sparkling snow, that's going to be a really nice winter scent, it's not. To me, this is something that I burn as a transition candle from winter to spring. You could burn this in spring and no one would ever even know that it would be called Fresh Sparkling Snow. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Bath & Body Works has brought this candle out as something else before and put it under a different name. So yeah, it's definitely melony. The other ones in this particular range with this type of label that I don't have here are Fresh Balsam, Mahogany Balsam, and Sparkling Woods. Those are the only other three that I don't have. I did buy Sparkling Woods and I was excited about it, and as I knew I shouldn't have, the Woods scent is too strong. That's it, guys. That is my haul. Thank you for watching and sticking in there for this long video. To be fair, I did warn you it would be long. I don't personally mind long videos. I kind of enjoy them. I'll start watching them and I'll have them on in the background, or, just snuggle up like you would watch like a show or a program. So, but I know there are those who really don't like the long ones. So if you have stuck around and if you're at the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm very new to making videos, but I'm really enjoying it and really like seeing your comments so far. So if you have any comments, please leave them below. I would love to know what your picks were, what candles that you have gotten out of these collections, and then which ones are your favorites. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe if you'd like to see more of these types of videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.